Today we're going to take a look at lesson 7.1, okay? Here we're going to learn about volume, okay? The volume of a three-dimensional figure is a measure of the amount of space that it occupies. Our volume is measured in cubic units, okay? So, in a case such as this, when we talk about volume, we're talking about the interior of our shape, okay? What is the capacity of the interior of our shape? All right. Now it says the volume V of a prism is the product of the area of the base and the height of the prism. Now you are accustomed to hearing that the volume is equal to length times width times height. All right. And so therefore we want to be sure that we do not confuse you in any way. So we want to understand why we say that the volume is length times width times height, okay? And here we want to take a moment to try to explain that. Okay. And try not to write in the textbook. I don't want to. Now, we say that the base of the volume is your length times your width, okay? And then we multiply your height. So this will be considered base, and this is height, which will give you your volume, all right? So in a case like a triangular prism, then we would need to get the half the base times the height or the area of the triangular part. Then we get the height from triangle to triangle and multiply that, okay? So now, let's take a look at this figure right here. What we did here to get the volume, we took these two numbers here, our length and our width, okay? And we said 6 times 8, and then we multiplied our height times 15, and we got 720 cubic yards because volume is measured in cubic yards, okay? Then let's take a look here at our next one. At our next one, we said find the volume of the prism here. And in finding the volume of the prism here, first of all, we have to take a look at this particular shape here, this triangular piece, okay? We know the base is 5.5 and we know the height is 2. So we have to get the triangular piece half the base times the height, which is half the base times the height. Then we multiply it by this height, okay, from triangle to triangle to get our total, okay? So now let's take a look at our two examples here, okay? Example 1. Here we have a rectangular or prism, okay? So here we get our two numbers here, our length and our width here. So that will be 4 times 5, then times our height times 4, okay? And so therefore this is 20 times 4, and so our total is 80, okay? Now, in a case like this, the order of the numbers will not matter. But in a case like this, the order of the numbers will matter, okay? First, we need to identify the triangular piece. A triangular piece here is 5 with a height of 12. Remember, with a right triangle here, lets us know that this is the height of the triangle. So then we have 5 times 12, which we need to get half of that, then times the height of the whole prism, okay? So 5 times 12 will give us 60, but we need half of that, okay? So half of 60 is 30 times the 9, give us 207 cubic yards, okay? And that's how that is done, okay? All right, let's take a look here at our real life. In our real life situation here, we have a movie theater designed 2 bags up to hold 96 cubic inches of popcorn. All right, A, find the height of each bag, okay, and then B, which bag should a theater choose to reduce the amount of paper needed, and explain. All right, let's look at the first bag. The first bag, we have a 3, 4, and then we don't know the height. So the volume is the base times the height, okay? So 96 is its total. 96 is equal to 4 times the 3, the 4 times the 3, that's our 4 times 3, and then the height we don't know. We would have to solve for h. So 96 is equal to 12h. When you divide both sides by 12, 8 is equal to the height of this bag, okay? So now let's look at bag B. Bag B, V is equal to B times h. Here we have 4 times 4 times h. So 4 times 4 times h. So here we have 16h. 96 is equal to 16h, and so 6 is equal to h, okay? And so therefore, here the bag is 8 high, here the bag is 6 high, okay? So now it says, for part B, to determine the amount of paper needed, find the surface area of the bag. Now, if you remember surface area, we have our 3 numbers here, and we would multiply twice. All right, multiply twice to get the total surface area, okay? So let's take a look. Here, when we have length times the width, and then 2 times length times the height, 2 times width times height, and so when we put those all together, okay, we find that we have a total of 124, and here we have a total of 112. So here you use more paper for the same amount of popcorn. 96 is the volume, okay? So therefore, the surface area of B is less than the surface area A, so the theater should choose bag B for their popcorn, okay? Now they have bag C. Design bag C that has a volume of 96. Should the theater in example 3 choose your bag? So here you come along and you propose to the theater that you can propose a bag that uses less than any of these bags. Well, let's see if your bag really does use less. All right, so what happens here, you would first of all calculate your height, and then you would use your 3 numbers to calculate your surface area, and if your surface area is less than any of these, then your bag would be a better bag. So when we have our math conference, let me know if your bag is a better bag. All right, now from here, the math assignment, okay, would be taken from this page, okay, and you would be responsible for even numbers. But before you do that, let's do our homework first to be sure that you understand. All right, so let's take a look. All right, here's our homework. All right, our homework says that we want to find the prisms, okay? So we first of all need to take our bottom 2 numbers, our length and our width. First of all, a volume is equal to our base times our height, which is ultimately base is equal to length times width. So that's where we get V is equal to length times width times height, all right? So we want to be sure we cut down on that confusion, okay? All right, so now let's take a look here. Let's start with number 2. I do even and you do all, all right? So here we want to take a look at this triangle. So this triangle is here and here, all right? This triangle has a base of 10 and a height of 12. So we have the base times the height, okay, and then times 16. So this is 120, and we need half of it, so then 60 times 16, okay? So when we multiply that out, and I did not bring my calculator, so as a result of that, I must multiply this out. I have 960 cubic yards, okay? All right, so now let's move on from there. splat my hand sanitizer all over my page. Let's take a look at number 4. On number 4, we have a rectangular prism. All right, so we take a look here, and we have our length and our width, 2 times 3, then our height times 11. So we have 6 times 11, so we have 66 cubic yards, okay? Centimeters 3, meters 3. Okay, let's move forward. Now, on number 6, we have a different shape. On number 6, they're telling us that our base is 80. So we don't have to calculate it. Woohoo, great. So then our base times our height, if our base is 80 and our height is 11, once again, I didn't bring my calculator. So therefore, we have 880, and we have meters cubed. All right. Moving forward, that's our homework assignment. Okay, that's your introduction to your lesson, and therefore after this on tomorrow you would do your textbook lesson. See you shortly.